What up, nerds? It's Jason here from Custom Cans, and this week we have treasure sent in by a viewer. A set of vintage Wharfdale headphones, and looking at the W on there, it looks like it was made in conjunction with the Wayland Corporation. So, possible alien facehuggers inside. We will see. We will see. Let's get this. Oh, box, man. They knew how to make boxes in the olden days. And look, a bit of foam in like looks like carpet underlay. It's pretty mad. Little message. It says, "What up, nerds? I look forward to seeing what you do with these old cans. Best wishes, Mr. Davis." So we have destruction manual. Oh, look, with the registration card. They haven't been registered. They haven't been registered yet. Guarantee. I suspect they're outside of warranty. Some fluff. Oh dear. These gonna need some love. Let's have a look. No, we're okay. We're okay. They just didn't survive the journey. Right. So, a standard 6.3mm jack on there. Curly cable. And what makes these interesting is on the box it was saying... so they're the DD1. And they've got dual drivers, probably a high frequency and a low frequency driver in there, which is a bit interesting. You don't normally get that. There have been a couple of headphones with that I've seen, modern headphones, but these are some classics made in Japan. So, initial thoughts, weight, heavy. Yeah, so metal construction on the headband. Do these extend? Yeah, so they extend. They don't click, but yeah, they extend. Padded headband. Big units. These are cool. Look at the size of these. And yeah, interesting because the cable comes out the bottom here, and then it's staked down so that it comes in. Yeah. Anyway, interesting. Big thick headband cable again staked onto the top here. These are put together pretty solidly. I'm surprised how well they've survived as well. Like, these pads all look good. I've seen a lot of old 70s headphones, and often the pads have started to degrade, but these ones look all right. So I'm excited to see what they've done inside with the two drivers. Have they got a crossover? Are they concentric? Are they in different places? We will find out in a moment. But I'm just going to have a quick listen because it's interesting because obviously modern headphone drivers are just going to be better because magnet technology has got a lot better. They didn't have super powerful magnets in the olden days, but you know they make up for it in just raw size. Let's unleash my mane. Let's have a go. Yeah. Anyway, they sound like they're from the 70s. They're very mid forwards, like not a lot of bass. A lot of mids, quite bright treble. You know, it's on the brighter side. A lot of mids, a lot of treble, not a lot of bass. So, and again, that will be down to olden days driver technology, I suspect. But can we get into these? Let's see. Oh, can you hear that? That seal hasn't been broken in many years. See if we can get these off. Oh, look at that. It's quite nice looking things. Yeah. Wonder how they are held together. How can we get in? Oh, there we go. Oh my gosh, look at that. Will you look at that? So this is possibly the biggest driver of any headphones. We did have some vintage Sony ones which were similar, but I suspect this is a 76mm. What is it? Oh no, 80. Nearly 85mm driver. Yeah, so 85mm driver. Take that, FiO FT1 with your 60mm or whatever it is. It's a big dog there. The big dog. And on here you can see we got capacitors across the thing. So this will be some kind of crossover type network possibly, because I think you've got a second driver on the other side. Unfortunately, this is all glued together, so I don't know if we'll be able to see the second driver. Oh yeah, we might be able to lever this up. Yeah. It's just a trim piece. No, I don't think we're going to be able to get in. don't think we're going to have to get in because the driver is glued in here, and then I think the other driver's on the other side. But the magnet arrangement is fascinating. Look at that. So you've got an old school magnet there. You've got this big bit of steel that will go around creating kind of like a magnetic circuit. So it's a bit like a, your standard hi-fi speaker, but yeah, much probably. I wonder what impedance these are. I don't know. Anyway, they were quite sensitive. You didn't have to turn the amp up very high. They're quite sensitive. So maybe they're a low impedance. They might be like an 8 ohm driver. Hold on, let me get a multimeter and we'll have a look. Let's have a look. So that's 16 ohms. 16 ohms on there. What's the main driver on here? And that's an 8 ohm driver, yeah. So it's probably got two 8 ohm drivers in series. So this big one's an 8 ohm driver, and it's probably got a smaller one in there, like a tweeter. So it's very much like the kind of speakers that you would the kind of driver that you would find in small speakers, but in obviously a massive enclosure. But yes, very, very interesting. You just don't get that anymore, do you? You don't get big old capacitors and stuff in there. So, yeah, I suspect they're both 8 ohms. That'll be the connection to the other driver, which is 8.2 ohms. Yeah, so two 8 ohm drivers. Yeah, very very low impedance on there. Probably designed to be run off just a standard amplifier rather than a headphone amplifier, which is, they'd normally be 8 or 16 ohms. Yes, interesting. These pads, yeah, like pleather pads, but they've held up really well. The foam inside hasn't degraded or anything, so. Yeah, Wharfdale used to make a good pad. Yeah, it's very rare you have vintage headphones and the pads are still like plump and good. So there you go. The Wharfdale DD1. Interesting to see inside, wasn't it? All those. You don't get just massive speakers stuck on the side of your head anymore. Biggest driver ever in a pair of headphones. Like obviously planars have got 100mm drivers and stuff, but yeah, for a dynamic driver, that's big. That's a big boy. So anyway, that was funny to have a look at just how far we've come. This, and in another, what is this? So these have got to be like 40 years old. So maybe in another 40 years they'll look totally different inside. But yes. It's got some weight to it, and just the size of them is pretty, just phenomenal. Just a phenomenally big thing, and yeah, very cool vintage pair of headphones. I'm not sure if we will do anything with these because they do sound bad. I don't want to be mean, but like compared to modern headphones, this is unacceptable. The sound quality is unacceptable. I don't know. But yeah, compared to modern headphones, like the lack of bass is a bit, yeah. Considering the size of the driver, I'm surprised they've managed to get so little bass out of it. What would you... Stick a comment down below if you would like to see something cool, because obviously we've got full paint shop facilities here. We could paint these up in a sci-fi manner, which might look pretty cool. But yeah, if you've got any ideas, we might do something cool with them. Stick it in the comments down below. But yes, anyway, I hope you found that as interesting as I did. I know you're not going to be making a decision about buying a pair of these. You're not going to be comparing these to anything else. But sometimes it's interesting just to have a look at some weird technology inside, see what it's all about. But anyway, yes, thank you very much for hanging out, and I will see you guys again for some more headphone goodness. Au revoir.